Right. Right, I think we can start off. So yeah, very glad to have the sponsor showcase today. And the idea is that, we have all these amazing sponsors who are making this event possible. We just wanted to give all of you hackers a chance to get to meet them. And so this time, we'll have all of them here, and for some of them who aren't able to make it, I'll be presenting for them, but the others who are, they'll be taking it up. Right. So first up, Aniket, can you unmute yourself? I'll need your help with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stuff we have Polygon.
Yep.
Do we have anybody from Polygon joining us?
Nope. Polygon, nobody's.
All right. So we'll take up Polygon later. Moving on to LivePeer. I think we do have somebody from LivePeer here.
Hello, I'm here.
Hey. Hey, Eric. How's it going?
Great, good to be here.
Yeah. Would you like to take the stage and talk about the bounties that are on offer by LivePeer?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for having me, everyone. I am going to quickly talk about the bounties, and let me just give me 1 second, just share my screen so I can have some visuals for everyone. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, so thank you. My name is Eric Tang, and I'm the co-founder and CTO at LivePeer. LivePeer is building the video streaming layer of Web3. And what that means is Web3 currently does not have the capability to really stream video, especially at scale, right? The infrastructure doesn't quite support it, but LivePeer has been building in this space for the last 5 years. For the first 4 years, only really just focused on heads down R&D efforts. And in the last year, we've been building out products to support different types of use cases. And we've been making a lot of really good progress to be enabling, decentralized video streaming. So I want to talk to you a little bit about why we're doing that, but also talk about the bounties, right? The reason why we're building video streaming for Web3 is because, well, video is about 80% of all the traffic on the internet, right? So in order for Web3 to really take hold and to really be, the next version of the technology that powers the internet, we need to have a really good video streaming infrastructure that supports all these new types of use cases. So not only is video, kind of the dominant media format on the internet today, it's also very, very centralized, right? There are about 50 million people around the world that classify themselves as content creators. And you can see over 90% of them are using these large platforms, right? And the small platforms don't really get a lot of usage. And that's because these large platforms has evolved over time and put up all these different modes and have all these different network effects. That's really hard for a newcomer to come in and compete. But with the rise of Web3, we are seeing these new types of Web3 applications starting to come up, right? We see NFT exchange platforms that that offer some video-based NFTs, even though the functionalities are quite limited. But we'll also see video-specific platforms that are popping up, like Glass.xyz, or even other media formats like Audius. right? And these decentralized applications are built on top of decentralized infrastructure that gives them new capabilities. So let's look at what LivePeer enables people to do today, right? The first thing is there's a video NFT SDK. So it allows you to create a video NFT within minutes. And these video NFTs are much more enhanced than kind of the NFTs that are out there today. You can upload much larger videos, longer videos, and these videos will be processed and transcoded prior to being minted as an NFT, so that when people are playing them back, they can be streamed really reliably, and the viewers will have a good streaming experience, and there will be minimal amount of buffer. Okay. Another kind of toolkit that we have is if you go to livepeer.com, you will see kind of an end-to-end API that allows you to create a live streaming app within 15 minutes. A lot of people use that to create, for example, live streaming apps for that. Then they token gate. Pretty interesting things that we're seeing in these hackathons. We've also recently open sourced a whole media server that's completely, that's like a really full-featured media server that allows you to do all kinds of stuff. In fact, we use this media server to build our own technology, our own APIs, right? So this is called Mist server. And so if you are interested in like infrastructure level hacks, this is a really powerful tool. And the last tool that I want to share is this thing called Webrtmp. This is a tool that allows you to broadcast a video directly from your browser. And this is something that's currently pretty difficult. Most people either have to download a mobile app, or they have to download a specific desktop app, usually called OBS, to be able to broadcast themselves live to an audience. This tool allows you to kind of do that within the browser without needing users to download anything. And we have all kinds of different demo apps to show you how to get started. But you should also come into the Discord chat to chat more. We have a total of $15,000 of prizes. I'm going to go through it quickly. The first prize is the best video dApp with Polygon and LivePeer. This is a co-sponsored hack between Polygon and LivePeer. We're really excited to be partnering with Polygon to be doing this and providing kind of video streaming features within the Polygon ecosystem. The second, $4,000 for best video NFT platform using the LivePeer NFT API, right? So I shared a little bit about this tool. You can definitely come in and check our hacker quick start guide to go through the tutorial. The third place is the best decentralized game streaming or creator platform. With the rise of Twitch and even YouTube gaming, right, there's a lot of really interesting opportunities to be decentralizing those types of platforms. So we're looking for creative and interesting ideas that's Web3 native, for example, using the blockchain to create new monetization models, new incentive models for creators to go off of those platforms. Fourth prize is the best Web3 video player. We explain kind of what this concept is, right? It's basically an open source video player that can be embedded into any web page, and we have a spec even written out in the hacker quick start guide. So if you want to just go there and check that out, you could get a good head start. Fifth place, we have two prizes each for $750, total up to $1,500, and that's the best LivePeer SDK for video NFT minting in Go and Python, right? So I think this is a really good one for people who are newer to the space. Especially if you're familiar with Go or Python, you can follow the JavaScript example and create these SDKs. And last but not least, $1,000 for the best video tutorial for building an in-browser broadcasting application, right? So using that in-browser tool that I talked about, create an application and create a video that shows other people how to build an application that just do that. So that's it. The last thing I want to mention is that LivePeer is hiring across engineering, marketing, and developer relationships. So if you're interested to learn more about those opportunities, go to livepeer.com/jobs, and we would love to talk to you. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Thanks for that. All right. Let me just share my screen again. Right. Next up, we have Uniswap. We don't have anybody from Uniswap right now. Get back to it later. I don't think anybody from StakeDAO as well. We do have Romit here from Lightspeed. Romit, would you like to speak about Lightspeed's efforts in the Web3 space?
Denver, absolutely. Folks, it's great to be here, and I really look forward to what gets built, all the projects that get built here over the next couple of weeks. So I'm Romit. As Denver mentioned, I'm co-leading Lightspeed India's fund investments in Web3 and crypto. We at Lightspeed, I think, have been pretty lucky that we've been backing this ecosystem since 2013. Made our first investment in blockchain.com, and since then have had over 65 plus portfolio companies, pretty wide ranging in our approach globally. We've backed exchanges like FTX, Pintu, and Wintermute. We've backed infra layers like Alchemy, Socket, Webrtmp, and leading DeFi protocols like Aave and Biddle. Since 2020, we've been actively deploying capital in India and broadly in Southeast Asia as well, which is where I spend most of my time, and been lucky to back some really exciting projects coming out of this ecosystem like Socket, in GGG, BrahmaFi, and a bunch of others that we'll announce pretty soon. Obviously, at Lightspeed, we want to make sure that the Indian ecosystem is at the forefront of the entire Web3 universe and map that's going out and expanding at this crazy pace. And the areas that we're specifically looking for are infrastructure, software, and dev platforms that are powering Web3, literally the picks and shovels of this ecosystem as it develops. Some interesting innovations in NFTs like utility NFTs or functional gaming NFTs, and Web3 flavored consumer apps like social, gaming, creator economy, whatever you may come up with. So if any of you are building in that space, do reach out to us. Always happy to have a chat. Coming to the bounty itself that we're talking about today, we are excited because this ecosystem is growing, and every growing ecosystem needs a strong data layer. And that's why today we want to focus on bounty and ask the developers, to everyone here, to really think about what would a new age DeFi pulse look like, right? How would you distill down the key metrics of any platform and make sure that the most relevant information is surfaced? So the bounty is that, we want you to think of a new DeFi pulse that allows us to pick any chain, which could be top 10 by TVL or any other metric that you think is important, and shows us the top projects in that chain, not just based on TVL, but other metrics that you could think about that are interesting, like number of wallets, growth over time, wallet concentration, any other that you think sort of paint a true picture of what that project is about. Anyone, like, if it allows us to drill down in historical data and measure growth over time, that's even perfect. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. An ideal tool here would obviously have the ability to index newer projects as well, or support adding them through a simple addition. And bonus points if it allows us to find similar KPIs for newer L2s, which will scale the Ethereum ecosystem. So really looking forward to what gets built and available through my office hours and otherwise for a chat at any point in time. Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks a lot, Romit, for that insight, and then looking forward to what people end up building. Really excited for this.
Likewise.
Right. Yeah. Next up, we have Aave. Very thankful to Aave. As we don't have anybody from Aave right now, we'll come back to it later. Consensus. So we'll also come back to consensus later. Chainlink as well. Can't have anybody from Chainlink joining in today. We'll come back to it. We do have next sponsor from Sam from Superfluid here. Sam, would you like to talk about Superfluid's bounties?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's good to be here, guys. We're happy to be sponsoring this hackathon. In terms of bounties for the event, I guess before I talk about bounties, let's go through what Superfluid is super fast. But we're a protocol for streaming money and real-time value transfer. So right, you can take any recurring payment and turn it into its own primitive, where instead of sending money in discrete transactions at regular intervals, you can stream it on a per second basis. So it's very cool. Our team will be really helpful throughout the event. So you're welcome to review our docs. You're welcome to reach out to me directly in Discord. You'll see me in there quite a bit. I'm Sam F Superfluid in Discord. I'm happy to take any call or help you guys out on a personal level, whether you're helping with Superfluid or not. And in terms of bounties, we have 3 total bounties. One is $4,000 for the best overall project built on Superfluid. Another is for the best financial innovation built on Superfluid. That's worth $3,000. And then we have another $3,000 bounty for the most futuristic project built on Superfluid. So with those, we hope to see lots of projects both in DeFi for payments, maybe in that most futuristic category, something in gaming. We leave these kind of open-ended for you guys to wow us, and we're looking forward to seeing what you build.
Thanks a lot, Sam. And personally, always see some great hacks being built on Superfluid. Streaming money is such a far out concept in the traditional sense. So have always seen great hacks being built, and looking forward to what's built this time as well. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Thank you.
Right. Next up, we have the graph. I think we have Vishwa from the graph. Hey, Vishwa.
Hello. Hey, Denver. Can you see if I can share my slides, please?
Yeah,
I think if you can stop sharing.
Yeah,
awesome.
Should be able to do so.
Awesome, thanks. I hope you can see my slides.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, hey everyone, thanks for tuning in with me today. I'm super excited to be here as part of the wonderful ETHernals experience, and also representing the Graph Foundation as a proud sponsor. A bit about me. Hi, I'm Vish. I'm a developer relations engineer at the Graph, and my passion is building deeply engaged developer communities, and I invest a lot of my time in helping devs become successful with the kind of frameworks and tools that they're using. So let's talk about the Graph very quickly. The Graph is a Web3 indexing and querying protocol, making blockchain data easily accessible with GraphQL. The Graph community plays a prominent role in supporting decentralized applications, or well known as dApps, by making them as easy as possible to build. And with subgraphs, which are open APIs, open GraphQL APIs that we call at the Graph, with subgraphs as the main API layer that sits between your UI, which is your front end, and your data layer, which is basically all of your decentralized data from smart contracts. That could be your app data or your protocol data. The Graph is becoming a default part of the Web3 stack, and subgraphs are now becoming a Web3 standard. We often get the question, where does quickly biggest way to query? And in this data-driven world, data is across huge networks, storage networks, and blockchains, as we know, and thousands of transactions. Applications, especially these applications, building need index data for large transactions the blockchain gets every day. As a solution, developers are building or have been building proprietary indexing servers. Now, the question is,
right,
with proprietary indexing servers if people are building probability of decent. And this is where Graph enters, which is a global, it's like NFT marketplaces, galleries and metaverses, music and video, social and communication platforms, and so much more. The Graph apps are querying on-chain data in product like trades and exchange volumes, total borrowed, supplied, staked, asset prices, wallet balances. The graph power is complex, allowing for richer data on Bounties and both like one on the ground using projects like Uniswap and Synthetics. Some of them are proud sponsors here in this event as well. The Graph's hosted service is now supporting 25 networks across 25 networks, including Ethereum, Near, Polygon, and the likes of it. So many more. So yeah, quickly wanted to wrap up by talking about the bounties that we have. To be offering a total of $3,500 in bounties by half of our hacker, 1,500 DAI to best use of an existing subgraph, and you can use multiple of them. It's a bonus if you can use multiple subgraphs in your 1,000 DAI to the best new subgraphs. This is also broken down into DAI and the run gets so yeah, these are the bounties that we're proud to also give a huge shout out to our foundation team and all of our core devs. We're
All right. I think there's some lag on Vishwa's end. Yeah, I think there's some lag on Vishwa's end, but I think never mind. We'll be covering all the bounties in the end again.
Hey, sorry, I think I dropped off, but that was mostly what I wanted to.
Yeah, no worries, Visha. We'll be covering the bounties in the end anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, thanks a lot for making it here, and excited to see what folks built with the graph. Slot. Next up, we have Aditya from Bikeonomy. It's Aditya here from Bikeonomy. It doesn't look like Aditya has joined us today. No worries. Move on to Tak from Hashed.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for giving me to speak today. Great to be here. My name is Tak Lee. I'm a venture partner at Hashed. I'm a founder and CEO of Hashed Immersion. I believe some of you may not be very familiar with our name. So if I start off with the Hashed introduction, Hashed is a global crypto investment firm. We have a presence in Korea, US, Singapore, and India, and we manage around $4 billion worth of crypto assets under our balance sheet, as well as 2 equity funds. And we are the earliest backers behind Terra, X Infinity, the Sandbox, JK Sync, and many names. We have around 200 plus portfolio projects and companies. We are 4 or 5 year old, and we do have around 70+ member team across our group companies. So not only we are investing in from our balance and the fund, we also have a metaverse studio where we are incubating 4 different metaverse gaming projects, and also we have an in-house trading team. So that's about Hash. And about Hash Emergent, so we decided, I've been working with Hash as a venture partner for the last 2 years, and I've spent 8 years living in India. So early on, we found a great potential in backing Indian founders. So we decided to set up a separate entity fund brand called Hash Emergent to back founders from emerging markets, India in particular. So we have launched a fund a couple of months ago, and that fund was dedicated to backing Indian founders in particular. And so far, for last month or so, we have backed around 10 projects. And we currently have a 3-member team based out of India, and which we want to scale to minimum 10-member team by summer. So we are very bullish and aggressive in backing Indian founders. So to reach out to us whenever you want to exchange thoughts or have something for us. Yeah, great meeting you today.
Thanks a lot, Tak. And yeah, we are excited as excited as you are to see everything that's built, and great to have your support in taking these projects ahead.
Thank you.
Right. So next up, we also have Aditya from Bioeconomy joined us. Hey, Aditya. Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey, Denver.
Hey.
For us to support this. Hello.
Yeah, can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Now I was just saying that it's always a great pleasure to support the events organized by you guys. Yeah. It's always been great for us, and we are pretty excited to see all the stuff that you guys can build. So I'm Aditya from Bioeconomy, and basically what we are trying to do is trying to empower devs and people like you to build much more easier user projects. So we have a few tools, a few products that help for like the mainstream and not just for the regions. So keeping that in mind, some of the bounties that we have, I can go through it. So we have 3 main bounties. One of the first is around gasless meta transactions. So essentially what we want dApps to do is, or any project that you build to integrate and be completely gasless. So if somebody comes in on your dApp, whether be it like an onboarding experience or whether be it, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, it's lagging a bit. I think it's better now. Yeah, I think you have been lagging a bit.
Hello.
Yeah, that you're lagging for past minute or so. Right. Hey, Aditya.
Okay, I hope this is better.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, awesome. Apologies for that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhavya, for letting me know. So yeah, so as I was saying, the first bounty is around gasless meta transactions. So what we want dApps and projects to do is integrate meta transactions and make their whole experience gasless. So if someone comes into your dApp, with whichever chain it is on, they don't need to worry about gas, and the whole experience become much more seamless for them. The other bounty is around cross-chain transfers. So that is another friction point that we have seen that a lot of people struggle with, especially people just coming into Web3, just trying out dApps. So we want you to integrate Hyphen, which is another of our product, to sort of
facilitate instant cross-chain transfers into the dApp itself. And the last one, what you want to do is give out like a reward for the best user experience on a dApp. So you use by economy, you use other projects, but the simplest onboarding experience that we feel like the project that has the best, the most seamless onboarding experience, we would love to give them like a special bounty as well. So those are the 3 bounties that we have.
Yeah, great to hear, Aditya. And I think, by economy is something that, most people have found it very seamless to integrate in their dApps even earlier. And it just takes the UX to the next level, especially when your users do not need to worry about any gas fees.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Aditya.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Arvind from Arcana. Hey, Arvind.
Hey, Denver. Thank you. Nice to meet all of you, and great to see such a big turnout on a Saturday. So I'm Arvind, co-founder at Arcana. What we do is help Web3 developers with an infra to manage the data layer. With Arcana, you can do 2 things. One is create wallets for users. So let's say you're building an app, you need users to install MetaMask or create some other wallet. Instead, you can use an auth to allow them to sign up with their email ID, Facebook, Gmail, Twitter, Reddit, Twitch, there are a bunch of them. And once they sign up, they will be assigned wallets that you can fetch and sign transactions. So it's a very Web2 experience for Web3 apps that is plug and play. The other thing you can do is encrypt data and define access policies. Right? So let's say you want to build a KYC platform where the documents that the user uploads needs to be encrypted, and you need to be able to decide who should this document be shared with, how long can they have access, and then sending over the keys when the access and the permissions are approved. Right? So with Arcana, what you can do is through 3 to 4 APIs, say upload this document, share it with say Denver, and you fetch Denver's keys, the SDK will offer you, and then add Denver to the list. And then the next time when Denver uses the app and he requests for that say PDF document, the contracts on our network will check and ensure that Denver is the right person, and then give them the keys, and the SDK will decrypt it. Right. So any use case where you want privacy, encryption, access management, you can use Arcana. A couple of other use cases that we have seen people really build out in hackathons are around private NFTs, where the underlying asset within the NFT is to be protected and is only viewable by the owner of the NFT. So these are just some of the ideas. You can check out more on arcana.network. We also have a documents page. For any support, you can join our Discord. Coming to the bounties that we have kept it open-ended. There is $2,000 for the winner, and then $1,000 each for 3 runner-ups. What we judge them on is based on user experience, how well they've integrated not just our SDK, but perhaps some of the other partner SDKs that are present on the hackathon, and how well it talks to all of them. The viability of the solution to become something potentially a real world project that maybe they can build a company out of. Right? So these are the 2-3 things that we look to evaluate.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Arvind. And so glad to see, especially great to have Arcana on board. And it's great to see, the journey that you've made in the past couple of years, from hacking to taking Arcana to the world stage. And I'll wish you the best of success, and really excited to see everything that people built on Arcana.
Yep, thanks, Trevor. And I think these hackathons are extremely useful, especially for this fact that from a hacker you become a builder and a founder. And all of us are very interested in helping anybody who wants to take this more than just a hackathon project and build a real company out of. Always here to help.
Sure thing, Arvind. Thanks a lot. Next up, we have Nikki from Filecoin. Hey, Nikki.
Hi, folks. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Cool. I'm quickly going to share my screen. And in the meanwhile, all those of you who have turned up for the kickoff, you guys are in a hackathon. You guys are definitely doing something right. So congratulations on that. I will quickly talk about IPFS and Filecoin. So my name is Nikki. I work on the ecosystem growth team, and I'm going to drop links to this deck in the chat later. Okay, so what is IPFS? For those of you who are hearing it about it for the first time, IPFS allows a decentralized peer-to-peer network to be possible. The easiest way to think about it is as a replacement of HTTP. The main and the genius concept that I love about IPFS is it replaces location-based addressing with content-based addressing, giving us a very robust, a much more resilient network, which is the future of internet as it is happening today. Filecoin is an incentivized, decentralized storage network built on top of IPFS, and it uses verifiable cryptographic proofs to make storing data and keeping it safe possible. So we make sure that the protocol makes sure that anybody who is a Filecoin storage provider is gonna promise via the protocol that your data is gonna be safe and sound. That's a very simple introduction. Our bounty statement is very simple. Now we know everybody needs storage no matter what you're building. So as long as you're using IPFS or Filecoin and you don't necessarily need to use them directly, we really encourage using these storage helpers, as we call them, which are built on top of IPFS and Filecoin. And some of them are really simple APIs so that you can focus on actually building your idea, and then you don't have to worry about making sure your decentralized storage is working fine. So as long as you're using IPFS and Filecoin, either directly or via one of these storage helpers, NFT.storage, Web3.storage, Lighthouse, Fleek, Textile, these are just some of the names. There's plenty of tools built out there. Our bounties are also pretty simple. We have 3 top prizes, and we also have a pool prize for all qualifying teams who meet the criteria in our challenge statement. Coming to our judging criteria, we often get questions about this. We judge them on 5 parameters: the design, originality of concept, how technically accomplished it is in terms of how it is built, what's the potential impact of the idea, and how creative or fun it is. So those are the things that our judges keep in mind and to decide the winners. We have a workshop lined up too with Piyush, our dev advocate, on March 2nd, but you'll hear all about it from our good friends at DevFolio. And yeah, it's gonna be the workshop is around how you can win the hackathon. No, just kidding. It's about, but that too, right? So code along for minting NFTs on Polygon. And these are all the useful links. I'll drop them in the chat. And yeah, please feel free to reach out. We are available on our Discord and on several other channels. There's plenty of tutorials out there, and we are a very friendly community. So look forward to seeing some great projects from you all. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Nikki. And even last time, I think we had some really good projects built on the stack. So some really creative ones that I think we should definitely probably, if we get a chance, we'll cover them during the workshop itself for inspiration. And yeah. Actually, I have a link to all our winning projects from the last year in my presentation, which I'm just going to drop in the chat, so you all can look at it for inspiration if you like. Yeah, thanks a lot. That would be great. Thank you. Right. Next up, we have Sonal from 314 Capital.
Thanks, Denver. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us. We're 314 Capital. We're an early stage firm based in Bangalore. investing a lot in Web 2, but now looking at Web 3 as an amazing opportunity that Indian entrepreneurs are doubling down on. We have a $200 million fund, but very clearly early to the ecosystem on the Web 3 and decentralization side. So one of the things that we see is that there's a huge layer of complexity that comes in once someone thinks of a decentralized kind of application. And a lot of our investing here has been focused on unlocking and creating value by simplifying and helping others compose various products and services together to build an end application. So that's the theme that we're investing in very heavily. So hoping to see a lot of innovation come out of this hack as usual, where ETHernals is something that we've followed for quite a while now. And looking forward to interacting with many of you in the ecosystem through this hack and beyond. So you'll find us in the Discord. We'll be around and looking forward to talking to a lot of you. Thanks again, Denver. Thanks for having us.
Thanks a lot, Sunil. And so great that you're so keen to support early stage folks, which is much needed, right? And again, like I think you'll be glad to see what all of these hackers come up with.
Yeah, for sure. All the best. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Right. So we don't have anyone from AlphaWave. AlphaWave is also a firm that supports early stage talent, but we do not have anybody from them here. But a quick shout out to them. Thanks, AlphaWave. And next up we have Hilmar and June from Gelato. Hey.
Hi. How's it going?
Yeah, great to have you here.
Yeah, let me just quickly share my screen.
Sure.
All right, you can see that, right? Cool. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Hilmar. I'm from Gelato, one of the founders. And yeah, first of all, very good choice to join this hackathon. We also started at several hackathons back in the day, a couple of years ago. And I think, yeah, it's just an amazing opportunity to get to know other builders, and many people I met in these hackathons. They're still around and I meet them at events and stuff. So it's really cool. So definitely use it to build something cool. But yeah, so how could you potentially use Gelato? And what is Gelato? So Gelato is Web3's automation protocol, and we automate smart contracts. And why do smart contracts need automation, you might ask? Well, smart contracts are actually not that smart. They're quite lazy. And they only contain certain logic and state. But to actually execute the logic within them, you need to send a transaction to these smart contracts. And these transactions you might need to send on a recurring basis or on a conditional basis. And this is exactly what you can use Gelato for. And let's say we have this NFT smart contract here. It's actually a real NFT smart contract deployed on Polygon. It's called the Ice Cream NFT, as you can see right here. And let's say there's this function on this NFT, which is called lick. And what you can do is you can call this function in your smart contract, but there's a require in here, right? And this require is that you can only call it every so often. It's kind of like this threshold parameter here defines how often, or like, let's say you can only call this every 5 minutes, right? But because if you lick the ice cream more than every 5 minutes, then you get brain freeze, right? And this is not very pleasant. So yeah, you of course don't want to call this particular function every couple of seconds yourself. You want to automate this, right? So what you can do is you can just like copy this address here, and then you go to app.gelato.network, which is this website, and we are connected to the Polygon network, but all these networks here are supported. And what you can do is you can just click on create task. You can copy this address in, and given that the contract is verified on Polyscan, you can just select from a variety of functions here. Let's say you have this lick function, and let's say my token ID of this particular NFT is 4. Then I can select right here how often I want to call it. In this case, I want to call it every 5 minutes. And then you see that, okay, the first, I'm in New York time right now, so it might look a bit different to you, but basically every 5 minutes, Gelato will execute that function and lick that ice cream on my behalf. what I can do is I can just go here, I can deposit some Matic, like 10 Matic, I can click on deposit and I will deposit it. Or I can also have the business logic that pays Gelato for the miner fee that it has to pay. You can also encode that in the transaction itself, but this is a bit more advanced. And then you can just say, lick my ice cream NFT, right? And then you can click on create task. And I've already done that in the before. So if you can click, if I click here, this is kind of like the task I created. And then you basically see all the transactions that happened, how much they cost, when they happened, etc. Right? And yeah, so there are a bunch of projects using this in production today. There are like these projects that pet Avogotchis, these kind of like NFTs that you can pet every so often. Then there are, if you want to build DeFi applications that rely on time-weighted average prices, you can update your kind of like own TWAP oracle every so often using Gelato. Or if you're building, let's say, yield farming protocols, right? And you have strategies that you need to execute, or you have compounding going on, then you can just like create a task and you can just compound your vaults, let's say, every 5 to 10 minutes or every time. You can define arbitrary conditions, basically. Yeah, this is roughly how it looks. Basically, Gelato is this infrastructure layer that handles all the server side for you. So you just have to interact with the web app and have to maybe write some smart contracts and you're done. And there are a variety of benefits here. You don't need to self-host anything. You don't need to deal with buggy RPCs. They're all abstracted for you. Gelato makes sure your transactions always gets mined as soon as possible. And we handle edge cases for you like reorgs, etc. Then the cool thing is it works multi-chain. So all the chains you saw, we support. And then there's no single point of failure. Basically, if you build up your own server from scratch and then it's down, and then yeah, your app doesn't work anymore, right? Because your bot that you build is kind of like not executing these transactions anymore. And the good thing about Gelato is there's redundancy. There's a lot of different servers all around the world running and making sure these transactions get executed. And yeah, so you don't need to worry about like having private keys somewhere in the cloud or so, right? And yeah, so there are a bunch of jobs today. And yeah, for example, algorithmic stable coins that need to rebase every so often and stuff is also something cool. And yeah, another thing we also offer is just a simple API to do gasless transactions that bridges or games or other services use today to improve their UX and make sure that on multiple chains, transactions always get mined reliably. There are some docs that you can just come to our Discord for, and then we can help you with. And yeah, these are all the projects that kind of like users today, projects like MakerDAO, B Protocol, Spirit Swap, Spooky Swap on Phantom, Quick Swap on Polygon, right? There's a bunch of them that use us for a variety of use cases. It's hard to name them all. And Bounties, this is what you're here for. This is what you want to hear. Where's the money? And it's very simple. So you saw these tasks that you can create, like these ones, right? And if you create one of them, and it's a cool one, right? It's a cool task. Then you might have the chance to win $500 for automating certain functions within your application. And the top 10 will basically win. And what's the criteria? Criteria is just that I like them and I find them cool. So better make sure you build them in such a way that I do. No, just kidding. We'll just see what's how innovative basically your use case is, and if it's not too easy, let's say, right? And yeah, maybe lastly, SARS, we are hiring. We have this careers page. There's a bunch of stuff, bunch of roles there. We are a global distributed team. Also, we got a mentor in our team who's also located in India. He will be there to help you guys. And yeah, if you want to connect with us, join our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, whatever you want, or write me an email. I don't know if you do emails. I don't necessarily check them that often, but you can still send them. But yeah, better to go via Discord or Telegram and just reach out to us there. All right, thanks a lot, guys. If you have any questions, let us know. Happy to help out.
Thanks a lot, Hilmar. That was fun. And yeah, looking forward to what folks build with Gelato. And I think we got some comments saying Selenium for Web3. So would you say it's closer for Selenium for Web3 or a cron job for Web3?
Exactly. It's a kind of like a job scheduler sort of cron job type of thing for Web3 and smart contracts. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So really great to see what folks built with it. Thanks a lot, Almar. Next up, we have Nirpeek from the DAP list. Hey, Nirpeek.
Hello. Hey, hi. Let me know if I'm not audible or not visible.
Can both hear and see you loud and clear.
Perfect. So this is Vivek from the DAP list. I'll quickly share my screen so that you can see what we are building.
Sure.
Just a second. Okay. So we're building an ecosystem where we for basically for users, devs, and investors in the ecosystem. Now, the idea is basically to build tools to make that easier. So we have 3 different modules, which is Explore, Biddle, Invest. Explore is a curated and governed list of projects which are supported by the community. So think of it something like Product Fund, but powered with governance. So over here, all the projects that come onto the list are basically curated and governed by the community. We don't do that. We might submit proposals, but then community has to vote them in confidence so that they get listed. That's Explore. Then we have second product, which is Biddle. Biddle is a launchpad. It's not a token launchpad. It's a product launchpad. So let's say if you're building something in a hackathon and you want to launch your project once you are ready, we will be there to help you out with your product launch. Third is Invest, where we will be using Nfty and DAO primitives to build to bring capital from Web 2 to Web 3. So basically making the life of investors easier. So this is how we are trying to connect the biddlers, investors, and users, and trying to bring them on one single platform so that they can interact and work together. That's what the DAP list is. So yeah, I wish you all the luck, and I thank DevFolio team in Denver. We have been in contact and we have been working together since quite long, and I'm always excited to work with the DevFolio team, and I'm excited to see what you guys build. Thank you.
Same here, Nirpeek. Always a pleasure. Thanks a lot. Next up, we have Prashant from Spherion. Hey, Prashant.
Yeah, hey, hi, Denver. Hope you're doing great.
Yeah, hope you are.
My voice is audible.
Yes,
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm proud to be here today. I believe like we were also the hackers into the DevFolio for a longer time, and I'm proud to be the sponsors this time. So yeah, coming to since from hacking to coming here, there are a lot of things as a pain point which we have saw during building into this space into the Web3 itself. And one of the pain point which we are solving today with this Feron is decentralizing your user interface. And it is not only smart contract which you should decentralize, but your user interface as well, because we as a community believe in having the clear access of those user interfaces not being controlled by some person or entity, but it should be controlled and driven by the community. And that is where decentralization of the UI comes into the picture, and a lot of toolings around it. So Spheron is one shop where you can just go and choose multiple chains, Filecoin, IPFS, or wherever you want to go on Arweave. Simple 3-click step process, connect, configure, and decentralize, and decloud yourself. So that is what Spheron is all about. So our tagline this time is build on Polygon and host on Spheron. So looking forward to that. Now coming to the little bit talking about bounties, how exactly it is going to be worked upon. We are going to distribute the bounty to a lot of people, because a lot of people are going to be building into this space, which means like everyone is going to be having their UIs and all those things. So top 10 will be receiving $300 and like $300 to all the top 10, and then remaining will be receiving the $100. The top 10, it's total top 20, and then 4,000 will be divided accordingly. How exactly we are going to choose people? It's simple. User experience. You are using toolings around us, like whatever we have built so far, and just launch it and ping us. And if you have any questions around it, feel free to drop us a question on our Discord server or reach out to all the places. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions and help you and support in whatever aspects we can. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vivek. Sorry, Adhenwa.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Prashant. Yeah, again, like always great to have folks who have made the journey from hacker to sponsor. And yeah, hope many of those listening in would also be able to be inspired to do the same. Thanks a lot, Prashant. Next up, we have Shaksham from Unilend. Hey, Shaksham.
Yeah, everyone. Am I audible and clear?
Yes, you are.
Hey, great. Thanks, Denver, for having us. And we are very glad to be sponsoring ETH India again. ETHernals is a great initiative. From our Unilend perspective, I would be showcasing a quick presentation about the bounty and what we are up to.
Sure.
Yeah, so Unilend is now a year old, and we recently launched version 2 of our protocol, Omnis. And this is me, Saksham Jain. I'm a product manager at Unilend Finance. I have over 5 years of experience, and I'm leading initiatives of building product and our developer grants program at Unilend. So Unilend is a DeFi protocol. We are multi-chain. We are on Binance, BSC, Polygon, Ethereum, and Moonriver. So what we allow a dual asset lending and borrowing of various ERC20 assets. And our vision is to unlock DeFi 2.0. So we want to be a lending and borrowing protocol for any sort of asset, be it NFTs, be it synthetic tokens or fiats, everything. So Unilend journey, this is our journey. We have launched on multiple chains. We have a flash loan, which has gained over $50,000 worth of volume. And so close partners like Chainlink, Coin98. So in our Omnis protocol, these are the couple of features that we are building our protocol on. Firstly, very important, we are a permissionless protocol. Very less protocols are out there in DeFi which are permissionless, which means anyone can go on our platform and use our smart contracts to start lending and borrowing. We have flash loans, and it's a multi-chain flash loan. We use concentrated liquidations in our mechanisms. So Omnis protocol code is live on the GitHub. I'll share the links with you guys later on. We have auditing by PeckShield. Coming to the bounty part of our initiative, and these are the developer initiative we have. I myself handle the grants program. So if anyone out of this initiative is coming forward to take grants, I would be happy to help. So we are happy to help and sponsor Defolio with $2,000 worth of sponsorship in UFT. And our bounty is more around the liquidation bots to be built on Omnis protocol. So any team who is building liquidation bot in DeFi need to take care that they figure out the accounts on DeFi protocol which are under collateralized and share those events on the blockchain and build the liquidation bots around those. One thing is plus pointer is if you can use the Omnis flash loans to cover this liquidation, that would be great. This is our code base, and you can see the functions liquidate. There's a liquidate multi, so you can use it. One of the concepts that we use is for every lending and borrowing, we create an NFT position for that. So if you can chain multiple NFTs, then you can use liquidate multi to liquidate multiple such positions. And so we'll be choosing 2 winners, and we will be rewarding $100 in UFT to each. And judging criteria would be much more on the problem solving of that particular bot. We will also look at the way it's documented also, because we believe as a developer, it's very important to well document your projects out there. Yeah, man, that's it from my side.
Thanks a lot, Shaksham. Yeah, looking forward to everything people build with Unilend.
I'll see the rest of the team and participants in the Discord later.
Sure thing, sure thing. All right. Next up, we have Aniket from Alchemy.
All right, finally, super exciting. very glad to be joining here with ETHernals and glad to represent Alchemy today. So, hello everybody. My name is Aniket, and today I'm here just to talk about Alchemy and how we're a part of ETHernals, right? Some of you may have heard of Alchemy, some of you may have not. Well, Alchemy is one of the leading Web3 developer platforms. And what that means is we're building a suite of tools to make life for Web3 developers easy, right? And one of our most popular tools is the Alchemy Supernode. Basically, as all of us know, right, blockchain has this problem of reliability, consistency, and scalability all at the same time, right? So Alchemy has built out this infrastructure which lets you access the blockchain much more reliably, right? And like if you were to develop anything on the blockchain, you generally have two options. You can go set up your own node, lend out an AWS server, do all the setups, or you can use an RPC endpoint provider like Alchemy. Right? So that's what we do. We basically abstract out all the work that you do on the blockchain and just provide you endpoints so that you can access the blockchain easily, right? We're serving around 4 million users per week across 197 countries. 70% of the top Ethereum applications are being served by us. We've captured most of the NFT projects globally. Most NFT projects are using Alchemy. We have tens of billions of dollars in yearly volume. And like household names like Adobe, OpenSea, Aave use us, right? And yeah, you should definitely check out alchemy.com to see what services we offer. I mean, not just the Alchemy Supernode to be able to access blockchain. We also let you monitor all of your dApps, how well they're performing, what errors do you see. We have a notification service where basically you have push notifications coming from the blockchain and you do not really have to set up your own system. And currently we're live on around 6 blockchains, including the major ones, Ethereum, Polygon, Optimism, Webrtmp, and we're soon coming on many of the blockchains, right? The project that you guys need to build is very specifically around this recent API that we launched, which is called Nft API. You can go visit alchemy.com/NFT API to view that. This basically provides like API endpoints, tools for you to be able to fetch, understand, analyze NFTs on several blockchains, right? So would encourage people who are building for our project to be using the NFT API, and you should obviously be using Alchemy as the RPC endpoint while you build those applications, right? So if you go to alchemy.com on the dashboard, you should be able to see how to do that. So coming to the price, we're giving out around $1,100 worth of prizes. The top team that builds the most exciting project using the NFT API will get a $500 bounty and 1 year of Alchemy growth tier, which is around worth $600 for free. Teams will be evaluated by panelists at Alchemy. And yeah, you can visit the website for more info, right? So for any questions, join our Discord. You can even ping me on Twitter. My name's Aniket. We'll drop the links for all of that. And yeah, looking forward to seeing all the submissions. We'll also drop this NFT API link on the chat, right? Super excited. We hope you build some really awesome stuff, and feel free to shoot any questions.
Thanks a lot, Aniket. Right. So we have Sahil from QuickNote. Hey, Sahil.
Hey, Denver. How are you?
Yeah, great.
So, yeah, thank you so much for having me here, and kudos to the team ETHernals and Devfolio for like organizing such a great event and having such a great panel of sponsors and speakers on board for this event. So I'm Sahil, coming from QuickNote side. I work as a developer evangelist for QuickNote. QuickNote is a leading multi-chain cloud provider for blockchain infrastructure. Currently, we are live on 11 plus blockchains and coming up with more. So why QuickNote? There are a lot of RPC providers, blockchain infrastructure providers in the market, but the QuickNote advantage is that we have custom APIs like Node Boost and global API of nodes. So for example, if you were connecting from Europe, you will be automatically connected to our facilities in Europe. If you were connecting from Asia, you will be automatically connected to our facilities in Asia. So it's that simple, and you don't have to do anything. You just have to get the endpoint going from within few clicks and just plug your endpoint in the code and you will be good to go. You don't have to configure it or you don't have to do anything. It's as simple as that. So if we are talking about bounties, QuickNote is giving around like $2,700 worth of worth of prizes in bounties in which we have cash prizes plus quick note credits as the prizes. So the criteria is very simple. You just have to build using quick note API. You can build on any chain. You just have to use quick note. That's it. And if you guys are new developers just starting out in Web3, we have very extensive resources for developers to start with Web3. Just go to quicknote.com/guides. I will be pasting the link in the chat so you guys can access it pretty easily. So yeah, that's about it. And thank you so much for having us on board. Thanks. Over to you, Denver.
Thanks a lot, Sahil. And yeah, always a pleasure to have a quick note on board. And yeah, we've been associated since a while now. And yeah, looking forward to all the apps that will be built using QuickNote.
So much.
Right. So we are almost at the end of our session for today. Next up, we have a quick video presentation by Chainlink. Could not be here live, but then they were gracious enough to send us a video. So I'm just going to present that. Right. I hope everyone can see my screen. Let's go ahead and present it. I hope the audio works.
There's no audio.
All right, let me figure that out. How does that work? My bad. This is a bit tricky. Right. All right. I think there's no audio and we can. All right. I think I have figured this out. Bit tricky. Do it live.
That brings off-chain data and compute power on-chain. I mentioned I'll be giving a talk later.
All right, let me just press play it from the starting.
Hi, I'm Richard Gatlieber, a developer advocate at Chainlink Labs. We're looking to award $1,000 of Link tokens to 5 projects competing in this hackathon. In order to be eligible, you'll need to use one of Chainlink's products to make on-chain state changes. Essentially, that means you'll need to use one of the Chainlink products to make a change on-chain via a smart contract. Now, what is Chainlink? We'll dive more into that in my talk later on in the hackathon, but essentially, Chainlink provides a distributed Oracle network that brings off-chain data and compute power on-chain. I mentioned I'll be giving a talk later in the hackathon. It'll cover NFTs and what I think is the future for NFTs, dynamic NFTs. What do I mean when I say dynamic NFTs? I mean NFTs that change in relation to real-world events and also have provable randomness built into them. We'll take a look at keepers, bringing off-chain compute power on-chain, verifiable random number generation, and data feeds that bring off-chain data on-chain. We'll demo all of these in an NFT, and you can follow along and build your own NFT right along with me. I look forward to seeing you there.
Right. yeah, so that was Harry from Chainlink, and looking forward to the workshop, as he said. And so next up, we have a lot of bounties, and I'm sure some of you might have missed out on all of them with like so many of them at this hackathon. We have prepared a link, easy to use link, and then there it is in the chat, and I'll let you go through it at your own pace. For now, we'll urge you to move on to the next session that's happening in about 3 minutes. That's the Polygon Workshop. Do join in for that, as it's a super friendly, super beginner friendly workshop, which will really help you get started with your Web3 journey. And as a parting note, it is possible and it is definitely doable to build a great app using all of these amazing platforms, and like folks have done it at the in-person hackathons within 30 hours at our ETH India online hackathons. Also with like, so like in ETH India online you have a month as opposed to just 30 hours for the in-person ETH India. So definitely looking forward to all the great apps you build. And as always, like, there will be mentorship support and mentorship, and like both async and live mentorship for all of you. So looking forward to everything that you all build. All right, folks, see you all in the next session. Thanks everyone for joining in.